Elite Facts presents
17 fascinating facts about sleep.
17.
Other effects of caffeine. It's common knowledge that caffeine has an effect on a person's sleep pattern, as coffee is a main method of keeping a person awake or waking them up in the morning. Well, did you know that it also has an effect on a person's breathing during their sleep? Studies have shown that up to 33% of those who drink 4 or more caffeinated beverages daily are designated as at risk for sleep apnea. This is a disorder in which breathing is interrupted briefly and repeatedly, and chronic snoring can be an indicator.
16.
Potential medical errors. During a recent study conducted by orthopedic surgical residents, 48% of them found themselves to be fatigued around 48% of the time, and found themselves to be impaired around 27% of the time. The study found that resident fatigue may increase the risk of medical error by up to 22% overall, compared with historical cases.
15.
Mattresses. So every so often we need to replace our mattresses, whether it's the fact that the springs have gone in them, or maybe you find it comfortable but your partner doesn't, or maybe simply for the fact that your mattress is just dirty. You've probably replaced one at some point. Well, that's a good thing, because mattresses on average have a lifespan of 6 to 8 years, and during this time your mattress has plenty of time to gather some nasty stuff. In fact, it's best to mention that you should regularly change your infant's mattress often, as one study even linked them to sudden infant death syndrome. So next time you're buying a new bed frame and they offer you a new mattress to go with it, take some time to really consider it.
14.
Weight loss. For anyone looking to lose weight, you may want to listen to this fact, as it may be something that can help you lose weight just a little bit faster. It's been proven that the less you sleep, the more your genes contribute to how much you weigh. Studies show that the more sleep you get, the less your genes determine how much you weigh, and the more control you can have over your weight.
13.
Dozing off. During a survey conducted by the CDC, around 37.9% of respondents have been reported to have unintentionally fallen asleep during the day at least once in the month prior to taking the survey, and around 4.7% of respondents have been reported to have either started dozing off or just downright fallen asleep while driving at least once in the month prior. Those statistics are quite frightening when you think about it.
12.
Pilots and conductors fall asleep during transport. Now, this one is pretty scary considering the modes of transport we're talking about. It's been recorded that at least 1 in 5 commercial pilots, that's 20%, have admitted to having made serious and potentially life-threatening errors while flying. And 1 in 6 train operators, that's 18%, and 14% of truck drivers say they have had a near miss due to being tired.
11.
Lack of sleep for parents. You have to feel sorry for parents sometimes. We've all heard the stories about how parents are always woken up in the middle of the night by either their child crying or by simply worrying about their child. Well, did you know that new parents lose out on a total of 6 months sleep in the first 2 years of childcare? You can't help but feel bad about something like that. Sure, parenthood is said to be an amazing experience, but losing out on that much sleep? That must be awful.
10.
Counting sheep doesn't work. Next time someone tells you counting sheep is a good way to put yourself to sleep, and no idea why anyone would though, considering the audience for this channel consists of adults and counting sheep is a pretty old saying now, well, you tell that person that they're a dirty liar. It has been proven by scientists that counting sheep is extremely ineffective for putting yourself to sleep, because while it is extremely boring, it isn't really tiring. It's said that an easier way to get to sleep is by imagining a calming landscape. Scientists say that this generally works much better.
9.
Dreams of blind people. So we're sure there might be a few people who've wondered something like this. Can blind people see anything in their dreams? Well, research has shown us that although people who were born blind don't see images when they dream, they do have an increased auditory, tactile, and olfactory experience. So in short, they have a heightened sense of smell, touching, and hearing in their dreams.
8.
Pill prescriptions. It was reported that in 2004, more than 35 million sleeping pill prescriptions were filled in America. That means that 2004 alone saw the number of prescribed sleeping pills double over the previous years.
7,
How many people find themselves lying in bed for long periods of time just waiting to fall asleep? Well, if you're one of those people, don't worry about it. It's perfectly normal, because if it takes you less than 5 minutes to fall asleep, odds are you're more than likely to be sleep deprived. Researchers have said, however, that the ideal amount of time it takes to fall asleep is about 10 minutes. We know it sounds crazy, but hey, that's research for you.
6,
We sleep for a third of our lifetime. For those of you who don't suffer from sleep deprivation and who say that you didn't get enough sleep, quit complaining. Why? Well, did you know that we humans spend 1/3 of our lives sleeping? Yeah, a third of your entire life is just spent sleeping. Now, obviously, this differs depending on the age of the human, but research has shown that on average it's around a third, which is quite a lot when you really think about it.
5,
Sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation is an awful condition that some people suffer from. Sure, you always get people who don't get as much sleep as they had hoped, but then there's people who don't get any sleep at all, and that truly does suck. This condition caused many unfortunate incidents in the mid to late 1980s, like the Exxon Valdez oil spill off Alaska in 1989, the Challenger space shuttle disaster in 1986, and the Chernobyl nuclear accident. All of these incidents have been attributed to human errors in which sleep deprivation played a major role.
4,
REM sleep. REM sleep is the most common type of sleep pattern people have. Also known as rapid eye movement sleep, REM is a sleep phase that's critical for development of a person's brain, as it's known to turn a young person's daily experiences into long-term memories that tend to stick with them through life. It's also been proven that REM sleep paralyzes a person while they dream due to their brain releasing too strong chemicals that are pumped around the body. Research has also proven that every 90 minutes during REM sleep, a burst of electrical activity flows through your brainstem. These electrical flows occur when you're experiencing dreams.
3,
Sleeping positions. Sleep experts have discovered a direct link between people's favorite sleeping positions and their personalities. According to one of these experts, Professor Idzkowski, those who sleep in the fetal position, quote, may appear tough, but are actually sensitive souls right to their core.
2,
Hypnic jerks. Have you ever had that feeling of falling when you're half asleep only to suddenly jump up awake? Well, that sensation of falling and waking up is known as hypnic jerks. Well, the comments section should be fun to read later. No one is completely sure why hypnic jerks occur, but they are deemed to be perfectly healthy, even if they are incredibly annoying. That being said, however, the chances of it occurring may be increased by anxiety, caffeine, or physical activity close to the time that you go to sleep. They are more frequent in young people and decrease as we get older.
1,
We forget most of our dreams. If you're a writer, how many times have you dreamed a good idea for a book or a film, and by the time you wake up and go to write it down, completely forget it? Annoying, right? Well, that's because research has shown that within 5 minutes of waking up, 50% of your dream is forgotten. After an additional 5 minutes, 90% of recollection is gone. Sigmund Freud believed that this was because dreams represent our repressed thoughts, and so our brain wants to get rid of them quickly. However, it's much more likely due to our brain simply being used much more as soon as we're awake, and so we forget much of what we've dreamed about. So keep a notebook next to your bed and jot down those million-dollar ideas ASAP.
Don't forget to like us and subscribe for more Elite Facts.